All right. Well, let's see if this is working. Oh. Let's open that over here. Just getting these kinks worked out. All right. So, pulled up Saratoga for tomorrow real quick here. This is going to be pretty short. I'm just testing a couple things out. We're going to try and do something a little bit bigger tomorrow. So, because I just pulled this up. Let's take a look here. I'll go through a couple, maybe one or two of the early races just to get through a little bit of stuff here, not make it a total waste of time. All right, so I got a DRF here pulled up. I haven't had a chance to download the Brisnet yet for tomorrow, so this will have to do. If you've watched any of our other videos, Packrat's definitely a DRF guy. He looks through. He usually looks through the actual formulator site, does searches and stuff like that. I actually don't mind the DRF print, but I am definitely a little bit more comfortable with the Brisnet stuff. But really, like Brisnet DRF, I mean, I flip back and forth. So we'll just kind of go through and just mark this one up real quick, kind of how I look at stuff. Usually with the DRF, I'm a little bit more, I feel a little bit more comfortable with their speed figure versus Brisnet. So I'll come through and I see the par 79. So I'll look through the last 3 races. And if I see something within 5, that's 79, I just highlight it. Just to give me a quick little visual. I already forgot 79. So we're looking at 74 above. We got some high numbers here. All right. So generally speaking, oh my goodness, I'm looking at 815. Let's pull up 816, huh? I'm looking at the wrong PP. I was like, we already went through these races. What is this? Ah! Never mind. I do have a Brisnet. Let me pull up the DRF though too. I should probably fix the name of the stream too, because it's the 16th tomorrow. All right. So first race, 1 mile and 16th on the inner turf. Buyer par 66. These are for 2-year-olds, so we're gonna get a lot of the people who have not run. But let's see if we see any 61s at all. Nada. All right. So we're pretty much gonna we're gonna be looking for a horse that's gonna improve here. Also gonna want to find a horse that probably shows a little bit early speed. This inner turf is speed's held pretty well on the inner turf past couple days. So take a quick look here. The Brisnet, just take a look at the speed here. So it looks like this 5 showed a bit of speed. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right thing again. Looks like this 5 showed a bit of speed, but this was all dirt races. So I don't think none of these horses have run on the turf yet. Man, this is gonna be some nonsense. Yeah, like this is a tough one. There's not really much that looks out at me, so let's take a look at the workout reports here real quick. This one looks like it was ready to fire, pretty big, but it already ran since then, right? Yeah, definitely. And it ran a decent race per Briz, but yeah, I mean, I'm guessing at the one. Uncle Mo, that's some turf breeding there. And you can see here, I know Pac's not a huge Tomlinson guy outside of what, but this 400 here. I would be feeling pretty good about using this one. And I wonder if is the stablemate or the joint looks like it's an AE. So yeah, definitely want to use this one. Let's look at these first time starters. We got anything here? Christophe Clement. Okay with first time starters, 14%. Not all that great debuting over a mile. Discreet Cat. We could probably pass on that one right now. Jonathan Thomas's first time starter. Probably can pass on it. This horse is probably going to be pretty good eventually. I just don't think right now. It's Mike Maker horse. Blinkers on. I mean, he's not really that great on. I don't know. He could be interesting. Mike Maker tends to do pretty well with horses going long on the turf. And this 5 has shown some early speed. So I think I'm going to want to use a little bit of 5 too if I'm going to look at this. The 1 for sure. I thought there was a first. And then I think you probably want to use this Linda. Second time start. Not that great first time turf, but I mean all the rest of her training stats looks pretty good. So this horse is probably going to improve. Not a great work, but that work was way before. Yeah. That's the last time the horse worked. This could be interesting. I'd probably hold on to this as a possibility. But I think if we were looking at this race, I want the 1. Probably the 5. I would probably go 3 wide here. Just the 1, the 5, and the 8. If I were to kind of like ABC these, I think the 1 would be my top choice. So 1 would be my top choice. And then 5 and 8. I would probably just use all 3 of them though. But I mean, nothing I see in the works really. Nothing on the works like screams out at me. There's a couple of B works, but nothing real good. Mo Ready with that B plus before, but it was so long ago. Yeah, so I'd just use these 3 horses and kind of go from there. Let's take a look at the next race. Okay, here we go. So we got no buyer part here. So let's kind of take a quick look here to see what kind of numbers I see. Let's start with like 75. Let's see what we got here. And then mind you, I'm just looking at the last three. This is just kind of like, this is just for me, like to visually see, hey, which horses are in form, or at least in close to being in form to win this type of race. I'll go back and I'll still look at each horse individually, but all right, there we go. That's pretty typical. Yeah, because okay, this is perfect. So this is pretty typical. If the buyer par was 75, I don't know what it is. Obviously, buyer doesn't have one. So I'm just kind of thinking in my head that probably an 80 is going to win this race. Just kind of taking a blanket look at the figures. What's interesting about that is pretty much every horse in this race is capable of hitting that 80, or has at some point. So makes it a little interesting. All right. So let's take a look. Let's start getting in Brisna here real quick. Race 2, yeah. I'm just gonna take a look here. Okay. So this is a fairly even pace scenario. All right, we got 2 earlies, got a presser, we got a lot of late pace in a 7 furlong race. Off the top of my head, that I think leans towards the early speed horses and maybe the presser, although the presser is coming off a 265 day break. The 6 is probably going to be pretty strong, but it's been running recently on turf. So let's take a look here at our Timeform US pace ratings just to see if they match up with what we got here. Here, the 2 and the 6, excuse me, seem pretty evenly matched. The 2's probably going to break a little bit faster, but the 6 will catch up pretty quickly here. And let's see what we see here. So the 2's got 100 early pace, and the 6's got a 99. So, I mean, they're right there. So those are going to be our 2 early pace factors. And quite frankly, my guess is the winner probably comes from one of those 2. So let's take a look at the 6. Last time the 6 got the lead. So he ran turf. So we're looking at a 7 furlong dirt race. Pat Day Mile ran completely outclassed here by Mr. Money and Hog Creek Hustle. Transylvania outclassed. Tampa Bay Derby ran a pretty big figure. I think is that his best number? Yeah, his best number. Ran the best number and just didn't really do much, to be honest with you. But I mean, Tast is win, finished ahead of him. Outshine, off the top of my head, can't really think of anything Outshine's done. Didn't run a lick in the Risen Star. Springboard Million didn't run, and these are 2-year-old races. So, the past couple of races, well, see, this is a turf race, and he's not a turf sprinter. I think Mike Maker's just kind of spraying and praying here. I mean, yeah, all these races just completely broke down. You see, closer. He's not going to have that bad of a pace scenario here. But it's been a while since he's run a decent figure. Trainer stats. Don't look all that great. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this 6. Do we have anything in the works? B minus. Do we have any of these horses got anything significant? B minus, B minus, B minus, B minus. So this pretty standard works. Walk off. My guess will probably go off as the favorite because people love these recent buyers, which is why I look back 3 just in case I see something. This horse is going to be a favorite. However, just come off the pace. A little bit more forwardly placed and fell apart. Tried turf. Coming back to dirt. Probably for the best. But even if he runs his turf race, I think he's got a shot at winning it. So, definitely a big shot here. The 5. The 4. Coming off a very long layoff. I don't think did he show up on our works? Nope. Why would he? He only worked at Saratoga 3 days ago. So, why would he show up on our works? 3 and 9. I mean, we could probably go back and look at this, but trainer is not real great on the long layoff. So, probably a fade. Yeah, we're going to stick with a fade there. The 3 ran its best race at 7 furlongs, shortening up a little bit. Was running in state bred. Then went to an open allowance and ran his best race. Baker Charlton, or Charlton Baker, and Rosario, a closer. It's only 7 furlongs though. This is probably this be the type of the horse I'd probably use as like a B here. Our other pace, we got our boy Kendrick on the early speed. And this trainer, 30% on second off the 45 to 100 day layoff. So this horse is going to be ready to fire. And has done very well being forwardly placed. He's going to want to be right there. This is an A for sure. I think this horse has got a real big chance here. Family Biz, drawing the rail. So I probably would move him down from that with Dylan Davis aboard, not having a great meet. Yeah. I think we get the 2 and the 5 here. The 2 and the 5 are A's. I would use these probably equally because let's take a look at the morning line. The 2 is going to go is 6 to 1 morning line. So if the 2 goes off anywhere near that, I am going to want as much of the 2 as I am the chalk. Trying to find some value there. As far as B's, probably the 3 and maybe the 4. So, So, if you want a little bit of action here, these first two races, honestly, I would maybe try and play a little double here. This 158 to the 2 and the 5, and then probably Dutch them a little bit, depending on what kind of payout you get. But I really do like this too. So, just like I said, I'm just wanted to test out this live streaming. You got me breaking down 2 races here for tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow night we'll have a bit of a group chat going over the late pick 5 at Saratoga on Saturday. So if you guys got any questions about that, feel free to leave them here, leave them in the comments, hit us up on Discord or on Reddit. All right, guys, have a good one.